Hello, I'm Denise LaFrance. Coming up on this edition of City Beat, the city is working on a number of projects for 2017. We'll look at some already set in motion. When students are on extended school breaks, there is still plenty to do with city camps. Learn more about what they provide. Getting residents together in downtown Las Cruces for one last time in 2016. Watch how the Chile Drop helps Las Crucens ring in the new year. And abandoned buildings in Las Cruces have gotten more attention recently. We'll explain how Las Cruces city leaders address the issues in our Ask the segment. Hello and welcome to City Beat for the month of January. Welcome to the new year. If you look around the city, you'll notice several projects happening, and there are plenty more you'll hear about in 2017. CLC TV's Jennifer Martinez shows us a handful of what we can expect to see or hear about in the year ahead.
This year, Las Cruces residents can expect a few new projects to finish up and a few to begin. An inclusive playground is planned just east of Young Park. Designs are being created to allow for kids and families with all abilities to play. Construction could begin in spring. The city's public safety complex is underway. This building will accommodate Fire Station 8 and the police department's East Area Command.
Well, with our new fire station constructed here in the east part of town on Sonoma Ranch Boulevard and Loman Avenue, it will help us to improve our response time in this area and will help us to respond in a more efficient and effective manner to help the Las Cruces Fire Department better serve this community.
This location also helps the city to keep lower insurance costs.
Yes, by where it's strategically placed and enabling us to respond in a timely manner, this will also continue to keep us at an ISO rating of 1.
A municipal election will take place on Tuesday, November 7th for Council Districts 2, 3, and 5. Candidates need to file on Monday, September 25th. Certification takes place on October 2nd, and voters need to register by October 10th. A lot of changes are expected to begin for downtown Las Cruces, including the conversion of Church and Water streets to two-way streets.
Well, a couple things that we hope it does. Number one, calm some of the faster moving traffic through that downtown. The overall plan for downtown is to create it as a destination. So rather than people just simply driving through downtown, we want people to come to downtown.
The demolition of My Brother's Place prepared for a new bar-restaurant development concept and a new office area for Visit Las Cruces. Construction coincides with replacement of utilities and infrastructure in the city's streets.
Number one, some of the roads still have very, very old utilities in them. So Las Cruces and Griggs and Bowman, for example, are going to be rebuilt. So we got to go all the way down, replace all the utilities that are decades old, and then rebuild the whole street back up. Some of the streets, Church and Water in particular, are going to have a lot of improvements for accessibility. So we're going to improve the ADA ramps and those types of things.
Many roads will be resurfaced, then restriped. These are only a handful of projects the city is working on. Be sure to check in regularly with City Council meetings on clctv.com, our webpage, las-cruces.org, or our Facebook page for updates. For City Beat, I'm Jennifer Martinez.
Thanks, Jen. In addition to some of the projects Jen just mentioned, the city still has some road construction work going on with the Community Investment Projects, or CIP. To see a list of the work, you can head to las-cruces.org and click on the CIP Hot Topic link. During the holiday break, students in the Las Cruces area participated in the city's winter camps, a recreational and educational experience. Here's a glance at some of what takes place.
My name is Teresa Miranda, and I'm a lead monitor with the City of Las Cruces Parks and Recreation Department. I'm in charge of running our winter camp this year. Our winter camp is a 2-week program that covers the time that the kids have break from school.
Banana. Cupcake.
They come in, we start with some morning fitness, do group games, we do arts and crafts, and we do 30 minutes of reading every day to keep their minds sharp, and we take field trips We go to places like Fort Selden, the farmers market, and just anything that we think will be interesting for the children and give them an opportunity to learn about our city and our history.
Come on, quick, 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 quick. Oh!
So for one, it gets them up and moving. It gets them out from in front of like a video game screen or a TV screen, and it helps them interact and build relationships with other students and realize that they're part of a community.
It's an opportunity to make new friends, and it's really fun here. And like we get to go on field trips, so it's a variety of like board games and all this stuff.
We read. We do arts and crafts, we play outside, and sometimes we play like soccer, and we had this big ball, bouncy ball, and we played kickball with it.
It was right through my hand.
Oh, for parents at home, I think we're a big help because, we give them a break and provide a safe place for their children to be while they go to work and provide them with reliable care where they know that they're getting a well-balanced activity schedule.
Thanks to all the park and recreation folks. While winter camp was going on, there were also fitness and nutrition camps and also gymnastic camps. To learn more about parks and rec programming, you can call 541-2550. Several Las Cruces residents said goodbye to 2016 and hello to the new year at this year's Las Cruces Chile Drop. Here's a look back at the last event to take place in 2016 at the city's Plaza de Las Cruces.
Here we are, December 31st, 2016, with our third annual Las Cruces Chile Drop. This Chile Drop is something that we have learned to identify as our own. We claim the Las Cruces Chile Drop, and now for the first time, we have it in Plaza de Las Cruces. For the first time, we're using Plaza as an upgrade. Much better than closing down a street, much better than the confined areas of the past. Here we have a plaza with a brand new stage, a huge area that allows our community to come together. This is who we are and how we want to party.
1st time ever being at the Chile Drop Festival, and I'm just having a great time. I think it's a great event. It's a safe event also, where you can have family members come over, listen to music, talk, meet new people, eat.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
2017 has yet to see and understand opportunities that we have not thought about yet on how to use the plaza. Plaza de Las Cruces has served us for barely a third of a year now. But every time it opens its doors, every time we turn on the lights at night, we get this.
During the past few months, dozens of events have taken place at the new plaza. City leaders say they have been pleased with the turnout for most of the events. A new minimum wage is in effect, and if you haven't bought them yet, you still have time to get your Country Music Fest tickets. Those topics and more in our City Minute. City Hall and most other city offices will close next month for President's Day, Monday, February 20th. Police and fire services will not be affected. For closure information, head to las-cruces.org and click on the News tab at the top of the page. Visit Las Cruces has announced its 2017 Country Music Festival lineup. Headliners include Casey Musgraves, Travis Tritt, Tanya Tucker, the Marshall Tucker Band, the Eli Young Band, and Bree Bagwell. For schedules, ticket information, and weekend pass packages, go to lc-countryfest.com. The city's minimum wage already increased on January 1st from $8.40 to $9.20 per hour in accordance to the city's minimum wage ordinance. For tipped workers, the increase went from $3.36 an hour to $3.68. Employers were mailed a copy of the notice in English and Spanish to the business addresses on file and should have it posted for employees. The city of Las Cruces is actively addressing the issue of how to deal with abandoned and vacant properties. Of the approximately 39,000 households in Las Cruces, slightly more than 200 properties fall into the abandoned category. CLC TV's Udelvi Hill has more in this month's ASTA.
Hello and welcome. Our guest for this edition of ASTA is Interim Assistant City Manager Loretta Reyes. Loretta, thank you for joining us on ASTA.
Well, thank you for having me.
Okay, now you head up the neighborhood action team that was created specifically to deal with abandoned properties. What exactly is the team responsible for?
Well, the neighborhood action team was formed to address this specific issue. However, it can also address other neighborhood issues as they arise. The team is actually made up of representatives from our different departments within the city that would have a stake in this process. We have representatives from community development, from public works, from the public information office. We also have our council and constituent services coordinator as part of this team. We have representatives from fire and police, as well as codes enforcement and our legal department. This team was put together specifically to address the abandoned and vacant properties issue that has come to the forefront in our neighborhoods. Some of the goals that we have established for this committee are to coordinate timely response to this issue. And to do that, we are developing some interdepartmental processes that will define how each of these departments plays a role in the process. We're also going to delineate the responsibilities of each department. As you're aware, these issues are brought forth to our codes officers. That is the department that deals with these issues up front. At that point, they know what they need to do. They will locate the owner, or they will issue citations. At that point, if you will, they have this baton that they need to hand off to somebody. So by delineating responsibilities for each department, we will know who they will go to next, and we will continue the momentum of addressing these issues. We will also be looking at our current codes and regulations that we have in our Las Cruces Municipal Code. We are looking to see if there are any deficiencies, if there are any clarifications that we need to make in those processes. We would also like to streamline those processes, maybe look at the time frames and the number of days it takes to do something, and maybe look at reducing the time to streamline those processes. But I think in all, our responsibility is not only for this particular issue, but to be responsive to other neighborhood issues as they arise.
Okay, certainly a lot involved in this process, yes, other than just identifying abandoned properties. Now, in addition to the neighborhood action team, a citizen steering committee will be formed. What will that function play?
Well, the city manager's office has a desire to develop this steering committee. I think in the whole scope of the neighborhood action team and being proactive, I think one of the elements that we need to incorporate is engagement from the public. So this will give that opportunity to the public. This would be a standing committee that membership would be basically appointed by the city council and by the mayor. This committee would then be maybe function in an advisory role to the neighborhood action team in the form of providing input and feedback on the vacant and abandoned building issue in their neighborhood. They would basically be the eyes in the neighborhood. They could identify buildings or structures that become vacant and abandoned. They could let us know about those structures, where they're located. We can add them to our list and take it from that point. They could also, as a committee or as a board, they could look at and discuss other issues that are facing or common to all these neighborhoods that could be brought forth to the neighborhood action team as well.
Okay, very good. And then there's another component as well to all of this, and that's the citizen assistance program that the city is looking at forming. Can you tell us more about that?
Sure. We are considering the formation or creation of a citizens assistance program. Basically, what has come out of the neighborhood action team looking at just abandoned and vacant buildings is that this may be a symptom of a larger cause, or a root cause. So basically what we'd like to do is to identify a point of contact that could look at the health and human services needs of at-risk citizens within our community. Basically this individual or this program would assess these needs, and then they could put this resident in contact with programs or individuals that could assist them with their health and human services needs. So for example, what we're seeing is that that we have individuals that may not know what resources are out there in our community, where they might be able to get funding to be able to renovate a property that they own that is vacant or abandoned, so that they can make it a viable property within that neighborhood. They have no idea where to go, and we'd like to provide this type of program to help them in this respect.
Well, this whole neighborhood action team and everything associated with it sounds like a wonderful resource for the entire community. So good luck, continued good luck with the committee and moving forward.
Thank you very much.
And Loretta Reyes, you are the head of the Neighborhood Action Team and Interim Assistant City Manager, and we thank you very much for joining us.
You're very welcome.
Thanks, Udell. The city's Neighborhood Action Team meets regularly to update each department on abandoned buildings. Well, that's all for this episode of City Beat. Remember to tune in for live City Council meetings right here Mondays at 1 p.m. You can also find all archived meetings and programs on clctv.com. Plus, we have so much more on our Facebook page. Thanks for joining us. I'm Denise LaFrance.